So today's lesson is going to be about how to use italics in your writing pieces. Rule number one, you can use italics when you are defining a word in a sentence. So instead of taking a complex word and putting it into a vocabulary list, you can italicize it and you can communicate its meaning to the reader. So here I put the word overhaul, means to take apart an object to see if its parts need repairs or replacements. Rule number two, you can use italics to emphasize a word. So here are some examples. The coach became angry. So when you italicize the word angry, or in this case, with the teacher being very upset, you are telling your reader that they need to hone in on those words because they're impactful somehow. So in this case, they make an impact because you're emphasizing the emotion. However, you can emphasize certain words in a sentence to send different messages. So with this example here, if I said without the italics there, the people behind you are my parents, it'd be a matter of fact statement. Maybe you haven't met them before and you spot them in the crowd and you're just saying, yep, those are my parents. However, if you read it this way with parents being emphasized, it will sound like this. The people behind you are my parents. So it might sound like you've made some sort of remark that was inappropriate and you've offended my parents. In this sentence here, it would sound like this. It was she who took care of me. So maybe I'm having a fight with another family member and my sister was taking care of me and nobody else was. Italics are for proper names of ships, trains, and other vehicles, but don't use them for naming movies, films, or books. So here's an example. If I'm talking about Titanic, the movie, I would underline Titanic. If I'm talking about Titanic, the steamship itself, then I would italicize it. Any indicators of where the ship is from, in this case, this is Royal Mail ship, or if you say HMS, which is Her Majesty's ship, or USS, which is United States ship, you do not italicize that. You keep it as an acronym. Rule number 4, you can use italics to highlight unfamiliar words. For example, if I'm telling you what a certain word means in another language, like au revoir, then I can italicize it. Even if I'm using another word in a different language and I'm referencing something and it's in an English sentence, I can still italicize it. Here's a technical example. When they arrive on the scene of a crash, paramedics perform a scene survey to look for hazards to themselves and others. So in this case, a scene survey, although it is a verb, they're surveying a scene, and scene is a noun, so survey is a verb. It is still a technical term. It's a technical term that is taught to the paramedics. They have to survey the scene in a certain way. So when a paramedic hears the word scene survey, it means a certain thing to them. So it's a technical term. You italicize it. You can use italics to highlight unspoken thoughts. So in this sentence, I'm saying this is not a good idea, I told myself. Because I didn't speak those words out loud, there's no quotation marks there. And that's the end of today's lesson.